16 part B, we are asked to solve a much more complicated looking fraction. So, with adding fractions, in fact what I'm going to do is I'm going to redesign a question I know how to do. So, a third plus a half. So if I was to add these, I know I must make the bottoms the same, and I'm going to choose the lowest common multiple of 3 and 2, which is 6. And I've got to write this as an equivalent fraction, but with a 6 as the denominator. So I'm timesing it by 2. 3 times 2 is 6, so 1 times 2 is 2. So 2/6 we're saying is equivalent to a third. And if we do the same with this one, we're timesing by 3. So 3 over 6 is the same as a half. So what we actually have is 2 over 6 plus 3 over 6, and therefore I have 5 over 6. So I'm going to use that as a template to answer this question. And I chose the same numbers, which was nice. So here I timesed it to make 6 as the denominator, and I times this one by 2. So this one I'm also going to times by 2. So you could, if you like, write it in this form, or you could just times everything by 2 straight away. But I'll do the brackets. So it's 2 lots of h plus 7, and to make this a 6 we're timesing it by 3, so we've got 3 lots of 2h minus 1. I'm just going to make that a little bit longer. And we're told that that equals 5 over 6. So normally what you'd have to do is expand these brackets and tidy it up a little bit. So we've got 2h's plus 14 over 6, and we've got 6h's minus a 3 over a 6. Now, we are now formed equivalent fractions with it all tidied up, so we're now at this stage here. So all we've got to do now is combine the tops and keep the bottoms the same. So 2h plus 6h is 8h, 14 take away a 3 is 11, so now we have this. And in the question I did before, we didn't have any of this, but if you think about it, instead of saying that, just say this divided by 6 is exactly the same as 5 divided by 6. So both things divided by 6 have got to be the same. So I can say that 8h plus 11 must equal 5, because that divided by 6 has the same answer as 5 divided by 6, they must be the same. Now if you're a little bit unsure on that, imagine trying to get rid of this divide by 6. You would times by 6 to cancel them out, and you would have to do the same to both sides, and therefore they would cancel out, leaving you with this. Now you have a more simple equation. So 8h equals minus 6 if I subtract 11 from both sides, and then to get 1h I'm going to divide by 8, so there we have it. So that could be your answer, or you could simplify it to minus 3/4, or for some reason people like decimals when fractions are far easier, but that's minus 0.75 if you are dependent on using your calculator.